government needs to identify the leaders of the protest slated for tomorrow, and then have a discussion with them, because you cannot continue to be stubborn at your own detriment. Because look at just this is about the second protest this year that is coming up tomorrow, and then if the government continue with this their moribund and archaic way of doing things, anytime people come out and complain, you come up with rice. Anytime people come out to complain about incessant increments on anything, you just flood the system with rice.
No, but don't you think it's too soon to say the government is not doing anything?
No, it's not too soon. Even though you have voted in, this is a government that have been in power for more than 10 years.
No,
It's
I'm not
government
talking
is
about the
in
state level,
go-
at the federal level now.
government is in continuation, because Mr. President, with due respect to Mr. President, the current president is the chief architect to the immediate president. He processed the coming on board of that president. So it's in continuation. It's the same party, it's the same ideology. If you ask me to rate, it may be different people, but we expect that the current president, who is more experienced and seasoned, well educated, more than the immediate president, to do better than him. Whereas things are falling on a daily basis. We cannot continue to survive on rice on a daily basis. People complain about price tag for food items. You flood the system with rice. School fees,
So
rice.
it's a thing of check and balance now, checks and balance. Yeah. So what do you think the role of the legislature has been in all of this? Where do you fault the
Let me say this openly. I think the National Assembly, for the purpose of this government, is not active. It's not in operation, because they are supposed to be there to checkmate. Part of their primary, apart from making laws for the good governance of our dear nation, by extension, their oversight functions include to checkmate the activities of the executive, which they are not doing.
Why do you think this is the case?
Because of the fact that the people there, if you go to we have two dual house, in the National Assembly, we have the Senate, and then the House of Rep thereabout. You see that these people, because they have the same party, they are romancing together. You can see even the last protest, you saw what the Senate president said. His statement alone provoked the entire nation. And as an elder, as a father, and as a leader per se, because that position you have occupied, some of them don't even know.
But now he has come out to plead with Nigerians to be patient. That's his most recent
We cannot
statement.
continue to feed on pleading. It's not done all over the world. You are there. We didn't vote you there to go and be telling us have this and that
but
and
beyond
everything.
leadership, why I ask about the role of Nigerians, we see the way some of these youths, sometimes disturb even development at the grassroots level. For example, in some states, there's what you call matching ground, there's what you call development fee. If you as an individual, you go out there and you want to maybe build a road in your street, or you want to even build a house, there are youths that will come in numbers, in hundreds, to collect money from you. Even we see what happens. I don't know. There's a situation here in Lagos where there was a recent protest. Some people were protesting the levies. There are people paying market levies, even outside Lagos. People pay, Keke Napep levies and Korope levies and all that. So, what are your thoughts on this? Do you really think it's a case of leadership or a society issue that we Nigerians also have to protest to address as well?
Well, I think people are silent about all those things, and that is why those touts continue to take it for granted. Because if we come out in mass and protest against those illegalities at that level, I think we can get results. You see a lot of thug agboros on the road in Lagos State collecting
Not just Lagos, everywhere.
unnecessary tax from people, unnecessary money from people. So I think people is in dual capacity. One, people should come out and say no to that. And then the government needs to take up responsibility. If the government want to collect tax, they can arrange it in a well serene and well beautiful setting, not allowing tout from nowhere. You just park and then say, oh, I'm collecting 1,000. I'm collecting
Because
2,000.
if you check, they're adding to the issue of transportation cost. For
Yes.
example, you want to use public transport, and then they just say today it's 2,000 naira, tomorrow it's this, and then they dictate the price, and that's it.
You see, it's because of the fact that the government is sleeping. the government is sleeping. And
the government is not exactly sleeping. Would you say the government is sleeping?
Yes, because
do you think it's a communication problem? Because some people are saying the policies, even Dr. Chris said something about the policies being great. Or is it a case of clear communication to the people that you are governing?
If this nation fail or survive, is due to the experience or the inexperience of the government. Because the provisions of Section 14 of the 1999 Constitution is so express. It is a duty of the government to create an enabling environment for business to thrive and to grow. So you are not just there as a matter of cosmetics. You are there to ensure that the people's welfareism are well taken care of. We pay tax. So it is your responsibility to go out and regulate the activities of how
Dr. Chris? Yeah,
of how businesses are supposed to be done or conducted. So it's a government responsibility.
All right, Dr. Chris, you've been following the conversation with myself and Barrister. Where do you want to come in? Now, let's begin to talk about the way forward. As we wrap up the conversation, we have about 5 minutes to go. The protest is going to hold tomorrow. The organizers are adamant, and you know the demands. You're aware of the demands. You've done your research. So what is the way forward, honestly, and for the good of Nigeria and Nigerians?
I believe this is my closing thoughts, so I will say them clearly. We must, especially those that are at the top, they must lead with the consciousness that they are not leading animals, they are leading citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And you cannot all the time, for every time people talk about maybe you intimidate them, you harass them, allow the protest to hold. At the end of the day, you see, it's not today you will begin to look for the leaders of the protest. You had to begin to. It's not today the protest was announced. It was announced months ago, immediately after the August protest.
Dr. Chris, sorry to jump in there. Something came to my mind now. So I asked Barrister a similar question. What do you think should be done to Nigerians that cause further hardship? You've seen the case of prices going up. I said, what do you think now should be done to Nigerians that inflict or bring up further hardship to fellow Nigerians? The cash crunch, we heard of cases of, people selling cash at exorbitant price. The issue of transportation, people take advantage of that. In the markets, people hike the price at any day they like. You want to buy, it goes up tomorrow. So what do you think the solution should be on that end?
The truth of the matter is, I will still stand on what I'm saying. It is still a leadership problem. It is when citizens see the body language, the reactions of those that are leading them, they respond in that direction. I'm not saying that it is okay to also inflict pains on your fellow citizens, but if we have the right channels,
we have 4 calls coming in right now. Let's see.
If we have, so you want to take the calls? Okay.
Yeah, I think they're all coming in at once. I don't know, about 5 of them. Oh, we lost that. Okay, it's so sad that you're calling when we're rounding off the program. Pardon me, this is Spotlight on Super FM 92.7, and we've been talking about the planned October 1st protest. We're having our 64th anniversary tomorrow, and should I say sadly, fortunately or unfortunately, the protest is going to be organized. The reasons are that the devaluation of Naira, it should be looked into, reversed. The CBN's policy to float the Naira has somewhat been counterproductive. And then the removal of fuel subsidy is blamed for the price hike in petrol price. So those are some of the demands that the protesters are making. And of course, releasing the detained protesters of the NBAD governance. So what are your thoughts on this? We have another call coming in. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, I guess I'm not even calling out the numbers enough. 0805 092 0927 or 0705 890 4927. All right, Dr. Chris, I'm not going to interrupt again. Just go ahead, wrap up your thoughts the way forward.
Like I said, just to wrap up, is about everyone making sacrifices, especially those at the top, because it is the body language that those in the bottom see. That is what they follow. And so if at the end of the day you're really telling people to make sacrifices, you should make enormous sacrifices as a leader. Okay, so we are saying that make sacrifices. Don't wait until October 1st. You should have been doing all these things long enough to show that, okay, you are working and you're trying to put things in the right place. So my final thought is that, listen, we must engage government. We must not resort to violence in as much as we're going to be protesting. On the other hand, the government must open their doors, not just about granting interviews that, our doors are open, people should come and engage. The truth of the matter is, are you ready to also listen to them?
Right.
Because
Dr.
if you
Chris,
listen to people, at the end of the day, we are not going to be where we are
on the
today.
clock. But then I hope that, hopefully we're going to have this conversation soon, because we're going to talk about the outcome of the protest and the way forward. So thank you very much. Please just stay tuned for more conversation. Thank you. Okay, then, Dr. Chris. Now, Barrister, we're on the clock. Barrister is all about Barrister. I don't know where you stand. If you are saying that a protest should go on, or if you're saying that, okay, let's take this call quickly for 1 minute. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you join us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Spotlight.
Yeah. My name is Abednego. I'm calling you from Victoria Island.
All right, Abiodun. Welcome.
Yeah, please. I'm so much in support with Dr. Chris, what he's saying. The whole issue still lie on the hand of the government, because the people the government are leading, they are looking at what the government is doing, and they always like to move in tune with what the government is doing. So everything falls back on the government. The government need to do what they need to do right. And you see everything will go along with them. They see everything going on, all these people are harassing people here and there. It's not that they are not aware. They are aware of all these things. And like people say that this government is part of Agbero. Understand? That is why they are not putting laws in place to stop them. They should do things in the way that people will not know that they are not in support of this Agbero.
All right.
That is what I'm trying to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, the government is not a part of any Agbero. I don't think you have your details, your proof of that. All right, Barrister, wrap up, please, in 1 minute.
Well, I am in support of the protest slated for tomorrow, October 1st, 2024. And because the provisions of the Constitution is like the Bible and the Quran of what is obtainable in this part of the world as to all other laws. And Section 40 of the Constitution is expressly clear. People are going out to exercise their constitutional rights. But I want to say wholeheartedly, and I want to plead passionately with the youth and the protesters who are coming out to exercise their right tomorrow, to do it peacefully, not to occasion any issue of theft, stealing, or destruction of government property. And then I want to say on the part of the government should ensure that enough security, enough security personnel are on board. That's my final submission.
Thank you so much, Barrister. Brilliant submission. Thank you for your time here with us. Please, let's stay united, embrace peace, and try to press home our demands in a very peaceful way, in as peaceful as possible. Abiodun, I know you're not out there tomorrow.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, well, but, like I said, let's embrace peace. United we stand, divided we fall. Thank you so much for being a part of Spotlights on Super FM 92.7. We'll do this again. More calls coming in. Unfortunately, we can take them now. We'll do this again tomorrow, Independence Day broadcast. I am Kimberly Ubiabo, your host. Big thanks, Barrister Atta, Dr. Chris Ayama, and Abiodun Adekunle. Enjoy the day's broadcast.
One Radio, 92.7 Super FM.
You're one family, one radio, Super 92.7.